Hi everyone, welcome back to Arctic RC, and today for elephant.no and of course FMS.com. We got this F-86 a couple of weeks ago, but we have been on a summer vacation, so I haven't been able to do the review as soon as I really wanted, but we are doing it now. We did the unboxing of this model, and sadly I had a major crash on my computer. I'm not able to recover those files, but then again, we have flown it now, so I have some more thoughts about the model overall, so perhaps that will be more helpful for you guys planning to buy one of these. The wingspan of this F-86 is 1220 millimeters, approximately 1.2 meter wingspan. It has a 2200 kV motor, 100 amp ESC, 8 13-gram digital servos, and 3 9-gram servos, digital of course. Recommended battery for this one is 4000 milliamp 6 cell up to 5500. The weather condition here north is not too predictable at the moment. And we have done all our maidens recently in crosswind. And the day that we were testing the F-86, we also had fairly amounts of crosswind. So when we tested the F-86, we had a fairly amount of crosswind, but also turning wind. That means that when we were flying, the wind direction shifted a lot, and that gave us some issues, of course, that I wish FMS will apply in newer model, is reverse ESC on these jets as well, because during crosswind it's harder to brake the plane. By all means we can buy wheels with brakes and mount them as well, but then again, when we have crosswind we have little wind to brake with, so we are using the whole runway, as you will see in the maiden flight video. She flies great, but she doesn't fly great in wind. That's my opinion. First of all, I just want to address that this is by no means a beginner plane. You should have been flown some jets before, and before you consider buying this plane. She's a bit agile in the wind. You will see that she's really bouncing around in the air. But then again, it is an insane sound, and during the periods that the wind calmed down, she was a breeze to fly. I was lining up for a landing, and when we came in we had a little bit of crosswind, and then the wind just shifted and she drops just out of the sky, or not the sky, but for like 1 or 2 meters she just fell down. And the only damage on the plane was the cassette, or the box that the front wheel structure is mounted in. So I needed to reinforce that later, but of course it's not meant to fall down from the sky and survive it. No plane usually wouldn't. So it is not a fault from the factory, but I will say it is the weakest point of this whole plane, and that is the plastic box that the nose gear and the retract is mounted in. So if you really get a hard punch on that nose wheel, it will go through this plastic box, so just have that in mind. But as you can see, the plane is whole. I fixed it. Minor issues, of course. This one comes without a gyro, but I have a reflex gyro version 2 laying around, so I'm thinking about trying to add one to see if it will improve a little bit better. But then again, next time we are going to fly it, I'm going to fly it with track wind. That means that we have the wind straight into our airfield, to see that the flaps and of course the speed brakes. The speed brakes are visual and aesthetic. I don't think they have too much effect on breaking up the plane during landing. My colleague and friend Kjell Gunnar put up a camera at the end of the airfield, so when I'm showing you the maiden flight a little bit later in this video, you will see the landing as well and the takeoffs with it. So it's cool to be two guys on the airfield with multiple cameras so that we can get different angles, of course. When it comes to the aesthetic, the looks, the plane is just beautiful. I really, really love it. And the overall theming is just insane. So a bit different review of this one though. I'm going to give you a good treat now. You're going to see the plane. We have done some videos of the retracts and we have taken some pictures. And after this, you will see the maiden flight, of course. And one more thing, I probably say this at the end of the maiden flight video, but remember to set the high and low rates of this one because it is a bit agile, and due to the wing structure, when you are landing this airplane, make sure that you are not using too much rudder because it will stall out with too much use and you need a bit of speed to get this one down. So just have that in mind. But enough waffle. Enjoy this next montage.
Det var skikkelig mildt i dag. Ja, det var godt. Ja, så dette her er litt kjent. Ja. Ja, det blir det. Ja.
Today we were lucky getting out on the airfield doing the maiden flight of the F-86 Sabre. Beautiful, beautiful plane and a beautiful jet. A lot of speed here today, but sadly also a lot of crosswind. So we are I'm going to tell you about that later. We need to test out the plane, and as usually we are testing them out without or with wind, because that's the situation here far north. We have a lot of wind here, so today we have a lot of crosswind, and I really wanted to test out the plane, how it flies. This one comes without the gyro, so there's no helping there. The first two landings we came in pretty fast because we have about 90 degrees crosswind, so the wind is sort of coming right this way. First landings, actually cool, smooth, a little bit short runway. That means it takes us a long time to stop this because there are no magnetic brakes on the wheels. It flies great, but it does not like wind. That's my opinion though. So the third landing, she dropped the nose and I didn't have any elevator and couldn't save it, so I pushed the nose gear in the plane and broke the case which are holding the main gear. So but not a big problem, it's going to be easy to fix. So this one will be out again very soon, and of course we will have it back on the airfield in just a few weeks. If I'm going to compare this one with the Viper handles wind a lot better than this one does. So in a couple of occasions I had something that we call a wind stall. That means that the wind is pushing the tail during a turn and then it will drop the wing. But luckily it has a lot of power, so it was easy to correct it and get it back again. There's nothing wrong with the plane, it's my fault that I crashed it. So I'm heading back home now to fix the front gear, easy peasy. So stay tuned for more videos. And thank you to Kjell Gunnar for filming me when I was flying. Thank you to Alfan and FMS for sending me these planes to test out. And as I have said in previous videos, we are testing the plane out of the box after assembly. We have no knowledge about the plane before we test them, so what you see is what you get. If there is a lack of flight skills that will make a plane crash, I will be honest enough to say that. But today we had a lot of fun. A bit scary flying this one because it's a little bit expensive, and of course it is such a beautiful plane and I really don't want to crash it. But as you can see, there's no problem with it at all. It's just beautiful. The hatch is just missing a piece which I can fix, and the wheel well is a bit loose, so I'm going to fix that one as well and reinforce it. So I've seen it done on YouTube, so I will do the same thing. Other than that, she is ready to go in just a few weeks.